Hey, do you hear that switching to your pistol is faster than reloading? Do you learn all your gun expertise from Call of Duty 2? Awesome!
Hey bro, did you know that switching to your pistol is faster than reloading?
But the pistol faster than reloading.
Ah!
I think I got him, sir. Good afternoon. Crazed Marine Infantry veteran Jim Eagle here. I've heard this trope a million times, and I'm sure you have too.
Now pull out your sidearm. Remember, switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
Good, now switch to your sidearm again. You see how fast that was? Remember, switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading.
Switching to your pistol is faster than reloading. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen some pretty smooth, pretty fast speed reloads on the rifle. So, one, is that whole premise bogus? And two, we'll get into that later. First off, this isn't an ideal setup. I'm using an IWB holster, and it's attached to my battle belt, but I would argue that brings attention to the first problem with even carrying a pistol on your kit when you're doing fun things with the boys. The idea of an LBV to carry gear for your fighting load, and personally, and this is a big thing in the infantry as well, why would you carry a pistol when you could just carry more mags for your rifle? Now, right? But Call of Duty said that switching to the pistol is faster than reloading. In a situation where I'm already not behind cover, I can't get to cover quickly, I don't have buddies covering for me, right? For some reason, it's one of those situations where that little, millisecond is gonna keep you alive of switching your pistol instead of going to your rifle. Well, again, not ideal setup, but we're going to test that real quick, all right? So first, we're going to go from rifle to pistol. I'm going to fire, I don't know how many rounds are in here. I'm going to fire till I'm empty, and then I'm going to switch and draw. Sir, stop! Stop buying the Labubus! Was pretty fast, right? And that wasn't like I was going for some kind of, USPSA shoot. We'll do a few more. If you eat the last crayons, I'm opening fire. Sir, stop doing the needful. Good timing, too. All right, now we're going to switch to reloading the rifle to see if that extra inconvenience of switching to the pistol is worth it. All right, so now we're just going to do a speed reload to see if it's more convenient than switching to the pistol. One thing, right off the bat, feels more comfy, feels more cozy. I like having my mags on me. I don't like having a spare pistol on me. It's a little more awkward. I'm in my element. I'm moisturized. I'm free. So let's get to it. Once again, loaded a random amount of rounds in here. And fire, and then reload when I'm ready.
Austin, the special needs Burger King boy with a melon head. You won't be recognizable. I'll cut your ears off.
End of the line, double-aught Sean. Stop ripping my friend's ear off, you ogre freak! Damn your Labubus, you jackass! Huh. Do I look like I know what a Labubu is? So, the second point, I don't have a good setup with my pistol. Maybe there are people who are far faster with their pistol than they are reloading. Maybe it's more than enough time to get that gun in the fight and engage that target. But, to play devil's advocate, you're switching to a far inferior weapon. You're firing, click. What if you're engaging that target at 50 meters? You could make that shot with a pistol, but it's going to be harder. 100 meters. Open territory, you're engaging the enemy and suppressing. Do I want to whip out a pistol and start taking pot shots at it that I'm going to probably miss most of anyway? What if your opponents are wearing body armor? You know, you don't want to engage with a pistol. It's maybe getting some rounds in their direction and then quickly switching is good, but the point is that tiny amount of time it takes, more possibly, tiny amount of time to get your rifle back in the fight is going to be far more worth it when it comes to the rounds you're actually putting down range. Now, I have actually asked this question to a lot of people. And one of my buddies who actually has some good experience, he is a Green Beret. He said that he actually believes that carrying a pistol on his kit is a good idea. He told me that the reasoning behind that for him is when they're in super close quarters, when they're clearing building, the high-speed CQB that everyone, don't get into a CQB situation. It's stupid. Getting into CQB is how you get schwacked by a 7-year-old with a PK, by a 12-year-old with an RPG. Anyway, he's in a job where he's going to be forced to be put in those situations.
If you come at me in a public situation, if I had to defend myself outside your apartment, I'm watching you through your window.
And so, turning a corner, firing, click, he can draw his pistol and put some rounds in somebody from 8 feet away. That's going to work for him. Or, if his rifle goes down is another thing that he said. Sometimes tap, rack, rang isn't the entire immediate action or remedial action. Sometimes there's a stuck bolt, God forbid, but a double feed. And you don't want to sit there and play with that in the middle of the field or, you know, in a CQB situation. So, situation dependent, I know. But for the most part, switching to your pistol is not a better idea than just getting your gun back in the fight. Because this is what you're going to win the fight with, not your sidearm. Your sidearm is a holdout. It's a last reserve, right? If that's, you know, if you're going the CQB route. And other than that, it's probably just a ceremonial piece that you keep on you because your friends think it's cool.
But Jam, are you genuine?
No, shut up.
But Jim, you don't know anything.
Shut up. You're stupid. Get your gun back into the fight. If you have experience or just genuinely disagree with me and think I'm an idiot, which is, go ahead and sound off in the comments. I do legitimately want to hear your thoughts because this is something that people still argue whichever way on. Maybe it is one of those situation dependent things, right? Where sometimes I'll go to my pistol, sometimes I won't. Maybe me not having one ever is a really bad idea. But I think that with this system that I have that's super reliable, usually tap, rack, bang, or reloading will get me back into the fight. So I'm not worried about it. Anyways, I appreciate you for staying this whole time, listening to my neurodivergent self rant. I am your local disabled veteran, right? Mentally handicapped veteran. Like and subscribe if you would. I would appreciate it. Go train. Go shoot. Go have fun with the boys in the field. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.